Hi everyone, Tori here today with a Project Life process video, and this one is sort of epic. I'm using a bajillion photos, and I'm also going to add an extra piece on top of my layout, which is super cool, so get excited! I'm using this this page protector, which is my new favorite right now. It's by We Are Memory Keepers, I think, and it's got 9 4x4 squares, or 3 rows of 3. And I thought this one would be perfect. I don't know, I just love this page protector so much. This is the same style page protector that Brandy Kincaid uses, and I just love her layout. So I think I'm going to use it a lot now. I bought like 700 of them. No, not really, but I bought a lot of them because it's one of my favorite designs right now. And I just like the square 4x4 pockets just so much. I feel like they just look super cute. So I'm going to probably be using this style for a while. So what I'm doing is I got all my photos out, and then I decided to fill each of the 4x4 pockets with some paper. So I went to my Felicity Jane kits. I'm currently working on the Felicity Jane Tuesday kit and the Felicity Jane Chloe kit, I think it's called, and I decided that I just would mix those two kits together because I hadn't killed the first one. So I mixed them together, so these papers come from both of those kits, and I just took a bunch of the papers which I had already cut into and cut them into a bunch of 4x4 squares, and I cut enough so that there would be enough for each and every pocket. Now somehow I cut that square like slightly too long, so I'm just trimming it down. So what I'm going to do is I got all those squares ready, and then I'm going to place them all in the pieces that I need. So what you can see me doing here is I am going to use the regular, there's like a bajillion motorcycles driving by or something, I don't know, like Hell's Angels in town or something. And I'm going to use the regular 9 squares, or 3 rows of 3, but then I also had this piece of a row that I had cut off of another project, and I decided to add that to this layout because there's just too many photos. So here I am just moving things around, trying to decide which will go where, and I'm going to add those 3 extra squares onto the top of the layout, so there'll be sort of like a flap object there. I don't know if I'm explaining myself really great, but you'll see as I go. And the reason I did that is just because I had too many photos for this side of the page. I mean, I definitely could have made another one, but this is what happens. So partway through making this Project Life page, my dad brought me some tea, which was so super sweet. But it kept getting everywhere, and I couldn't figure out why it was getting everywhere until I realized that the cup had a crack in it, and it was spilling tea like all over my desk, very slowly, but there was tea everywhere. So at one point I'm gonna have to go get up and go get a new cup because it was driving me crazy that there was tea all over the place. So what I'm going to do is, once I decided where I wanted all the papers, that's when I'm going to start adding the photos. So on this back flap of the 3x3s, I decided to add my recipe for baked oatmeal, which is so good. At the staff retreat, each staff member had to do a dish or pick a meal and do something, and I picked breakfast, so I did this baked oatmeal recipe, and it was so good. And then I got all these goodies that people could add to their baked oatmeal, like raspberries or blueberries or raisins. I hate raisins, but there are staff members who like them, so that's why I included them. And so I grabbed this Project Life card, which I got from the Feed Your Crafts and Brandy Kincaid's Doodles kit. It had some oven mitts on it, and the card said "Warm Oven, Warm Heart," which I thought was super cute for a layout about baking, because it's baked oatmeal and etc. And what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description for that that kit by Feed Your Crafts and Brandon Kincaid. And I'll also, because I know somebody's going to ask for my baked oatmeal recipe, I will put the baked oatmeal recipe on my blog, and I'll leave a link for my blog below. So if you guys want to go check out that recipe, I'll put it there. So after I had written out the recipe and stuck those photos there, I decided to give the rest of my photos a shot and started trimming them. Some of them had borders on them, some of them didn't, so I decided to just take the borders off all of them. That way they would be consistent. And then I'm just sort of trying to figure out placement of where I want to put these photos. So you can see a couple of my coworkers in these photos here. I have the best job. Like, I know lots of people say that, but I am just so thankful because I get along so great with my coworkers, and I get to work with my mom. She's the boss. And we just have so much fun. We laugh and we chat. We eat lunch together a lot. We talk about each other's lives. We pray for each other. It's just really great. So I'm just so thankful for the girls that I get to work with. And when we went on this Plan to Protect staff retreat, it was like perfect because we just got to hang out and eat and have fun. We did do some business talk, like we strategized and talked about like the future of Plan to Protect. That's the company and things like that. But we just had fun together too, just hanging out. So I decided to mount some of my photos to give them borders, just some of them that I felt like were really busy and needed it. I ended up not backing like half the photos, and then backing the other half. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to which ones I back and which ones I don't. Just whether or not I think they look good on the background I had placed them on, maybe. And I just like that it adds that little extra pop of color to some of them. Isn't that floral paper so pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. I end up covering it up, which is crazy ridiculous that I end up covering it up, but I'll use another piece of it for another place, and I still have a whole other sheet of that floral paper, so it's okay that it's just a little bit. It just added that extra little prettiness. What am I doing now? Just sort of looking at my photos here. There's a couple more food photos there in the middle row. One was from Soup and Salads that my assistant Bridget made, and then one was from Shepherd's Pie that my mom's assistant Naomi made, and it was just good food. And then I have two of my coworkers in the top, and then in the bottom I have a photo of a couple of my mom and one coworker, and then the projection screen we had while we were doing some work. And then there's also a photo of my shoes outside because it was fall, so it was cold. So you can see my feet. I'm wearing leg warmers, which are like crazy, but I love my leg warmers, and polka dot socks and black flats. Because I wear flats in the middle of winter and fall. So I don't know. So I'm just going to add some other items here. I went through the cut apart label sheet, and I grabbed one that says Today We Play and put it on the top square up there. So even though it's a work retreat, we did play and hang out. And then I grabbed one with a heart and put it in that bottom left hand corner. And I grabbed a label and stuck it on the photo of my shoes. And then I'm also going to grab some that had like the days of the week on them. Because it was like a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I just grabbed those and stuck them on for which ones go where, which work well. And then I felt like that photo with the salad and the soup needed just a little something extra. So I grabbed a couple banner labels, overlapped them, and stuck those up there. And then I'm going to the puffy sticker sheets, like the embellishments from the kit, and just seeing which ones I can use. And there were some black and cream or black and white word strips, and I'm going to use a bunch of those. So on the baked oatmeal, I put Delighted. On the top foot, I put Friends. I put Sweet Smile on my friend Naomi. I put Amazing on some banners, and then I put Perfect on the bottom right-hand corner, so Perfect Wednesday. So I don't know, I just like those. They're sort of like tiny word stickers, but they're puffy, so they're really great. And then there were more puffy stickers in this kit. There are these like super adorable little hearts from the Felicity Jane kit. And so I just added a couple of those around the layout in just a few places. I've been trying to keep my embellishing fairly simple, so I'm not trying to add too much to the photos. So like that top photo in the top right hand corner, I just added that sweet smile and then a cork above it, which doesn't take away from the photo too much. And then in the middle photo, I decided to add a die cut that just came in a die cut set. And I put some journaling on it and stuck it in the middle of the photo. And only because the photo just had like some more shepherd's pie, I didn't think it was necessary to show the shepherd's pie again. The main thing was the staff retreat on the piece of paper that was there. So I'm just going to slow this down a little bit so you guys can check out those cards. And just while I'm doing that, if anybody's wondering, on my nails I'm wearing Boysenberry and Trippin', which are Jamberry nail wraps. They're really awesome. If you haven't tried Jamberry before and you want to, send me a message. I'll send you a free sample. I realized that I forgot to add journaling on that label, so I'm going to go and add that journaling, and then I'll hold it up for you guys again. Does anybody else do that? Think that they finish the layout and then they're like just showing it off and then realize that they forgot something? I feel like that happens to me all the time. Like I'm always forgetting something on my layout and then I have to go back and add it later because it's like, oh, I didn't, and it's usually something major, like, oh, I forgot to add journaling, or I put down a label and didn't put anything on the label, or, oh, I never stuck that button down before I stuck it in the page protector and it fell off. I don't know, silly things like that. So I tend to do that a lot. And you guys probably know that because you've already watched my videos and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that extra pocket on now. So at first I'm going to put all the cards in, and then I'm going to stick the Plan to Protect Staff Retreat title on the front. And I did originally just staple it on. I didn't feel like pulling out my fuse. I could have used my fuse, but honestly I didn't feel like it, so I just stapled it on and it works perfectly, but I might go back and fuse it on later. I realized as I was just adding a little tab to this leaflet part that I had stamped the wrong date. I had put November 2016, but it was really November 2015, so I had to take the label off and redo it. Not to worry though, it really didn't take any time, and it didn't rip the paper that much, which was really good. I'm glad I didn't rip it all over and had to redo that pocket. That's good. So thank you guys so much for joining me for today's Project Life Process video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for commenting, liking, and following me or subscribing to my channel. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!